Hey, what to do, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're just having a great day. So we are just pulling out of the ranch right now. Super excited for what we got going on. We're on our way up to Escondido to pick up 6 trees. I got my sidekick with me. She's gonna be rolling along, helping out a little bit. And when we get back, hopefully we can get these 6 trees in the ground and finish up all the dirt work around the pond. So that's a lot for one day, but I think we can make it happen. Anyways, there may be something else that makes its way into this video. You never know, but hope you guys enjoy it. Let's go ahead and jump on into it and let's roll.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on
Starting to warm up a little bit. So we got 3 of the trees loaded up so far. We got the 2 purple plums.
There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down.
All right, we're making our way back up here to the pond. We'll see how much we can get done today. I just got done bringing up, actually I'm gonna crash right now. I gotta kill the motorcycle. A bunch of rocks along the bottom right there. I think I'm actually gonna move.
Try to catch me howling at the moon.
All right, well, I guess there is a first time for everything. We were gonna meet up with this lady that was in charge of some nursery. Turns out she's a scam artist. So now we're at a different nursery checking out their trees. All right, so turns out we were not getting scammed. This is actually where we were supposed to be. Kind of a weird setup, but Facebook Marketplace tends to do that. So anyways, the guy that's in charge right now, he drove us around in his little side-by-side and we went and looked at everything. And now we're walking around marking out the trees that we want with white tape. We're gonna be picking up 6 in total, 2 oaks, 2 red plums, and 2 palo verdes. Now, if I was a rich man, we would be buying the oak trees that were in the 4-foot boxes. Those are $1,200 a piece. And the ones in the 2-foot boxes are substantially less. Here are the palo verdes that we're gonna be checking out.
Beautiful things.
We are going for the 24-inch box variety on this one as well.
Casi te hubieras quedado nomás así. Para que te muevas, no tienes que mover para allá.
All right, well, it's definitely starting to warm up a little bit. We got 3 of the trees loaded up so far. We got the 2 purple plums, and we have the 1 palo verde. This one was in a pretty shabby box, so they went ahead and fixed it up for us a little bit. They're about to bring out the second one right now. Okay, so we just pulled back into the ranch, and I'm gonna go ahead and kind of go over, give you guys like a quick overview of what happened this morning. It super reeked of Facebook Marketplace scam. So we leave here bright and early. We get up there, we're supposed to meet this lady at like 9 o'clock. She sent us the address to like a fruit stand, which I thought was kind of weird, but it was in an area where there were a bunch of nurseries. So I was like, yeah, I guess it's not too weird. Might be like just a spot that's easier to get to, and then we'll follow her to the nursery. I didn't know what to expect. My wife was the one that found everything. So we get to this fruit stand, which had a lot of really cool stuff, by the way. We ended up buying like a bag of dried fruits that was like a Hawaiian medley or something like that. But anyways, I try calling her, she doesn't answer. I text her, she doesn't answer. I don't know what's going on. I go talk to the owner of the little fruit stand right there. I said, hey, do you know this lady? We're supposed to be meeting up with her to go look at some trees. And he goes, we had someone here just earlier this morning looking for the same lady. I don't know, we don't know her. We're not sure what's going on. We actually had someone here yesterday as well that was looking for the same lady. So I right off the bat was like, this is a scam. I don't know. So I was about to turn tail and head back home, kind of disappointed. And then the owner of the fruit stand walks up and he goes, but if you're looking for some trees, my buddy just down the street, he has a nursery. Tell him Abraham sent you and he'll take care of you. So I was like, all right, I'll go check it out, just because it's like an hour and a half away from here. And I was like, well, maybe we won't have a wasted trip. So we get there, I meet Antonio, super nice guy. We're driving around, I'm talking to him in Spanish, trying to figure out what's what. I didn't know how to say oak tree in Spanish, so he taught me that. That was kind of cool. But as we're rolling around, the lady starts calling me and calls me like 5 times in a row. So at first I wasn't gonna answer, but she just kept trying and trying. So I pick up the phone, I tell her where I'm at, and she's like, oh, that's where you were supposed to be. Turns out she's just like the middleman in trying to put all this stuff together. And since I was dealing directly with Antonio, I actually ended up getting way better pricing. Because if any of you are not familiar, buying trees, they're not cheap. They get super expensive very quick. So typically for an oak tree of this size in a 24-inch box, you're usually thinking probably around $300 to $400, at least in California. And especially one like that. This one is ready to be put into probably a 36-inch box. Substantial size trunk. That one's got a substantial size trunk. The Palo Verdes are a little bit on the smaller side, but all of these are in 24-inch boxes and they're pretty good size. So in the end, it was way better that she ghosted us for the first half hour and did not answer her phone, because I got a way better deal than I would have had I gone through her. Was it still a good deal going through her? Yes, but I ended up getting a better deal, which is even more awesome. So now that we're back here at the ranch, we need to go ahead and get these things untied. And for anybody that may be interested, I've never hauled trees like this before, but as I was thinking about it, I figured out a pretty good way to tie them. And basically you put the one strap going this way at first, then you bring this one and you basically cross it over itself and bring it back down, and it creates like a little basket for it. And on my way back to the ranch, I definitely never went over the speed limit, but it made the trip just fine. Held the boxes good. They laid them on their sides. So, but now that we are back to the ranch, we're gonna go ahead and get to work. I'm gonna go ahead and start the backhoe up. I would say let it warm up, but it's 1,000 degrees out here right now. And this tree's going away. Something decided to kill it. Poor little pine tree. Ow, that kind of hurt.
You know.
Crane?
Yeah.
We didn't get a 36-inch.
They were substantially larger. So we're trying to get these in the ground as soon as possible because it is hot, hot, hot today. We got this one on the ground already. It's looking great. It's getting a nice drink of water. We're gonna go ahead and grab our second tree, which is gonna be an oak. And it's gonna be going that way, but we're actually gonna be switching it with what used to be a purple plum.
What are you doing?
Picking up a whole tree. Hopefully that one will straighten out a little bit.
That's why that purple plum died. It was falling over so bad from the wind. Then we picked it up, tried to straighten it, killed it.
All right, so we only ended up getting 4 of the 6 planted, and it's not because we stopped, it's because, like normal, we always have a slight change of plans, and we may be doing something else with these other 2 trees. Originally, we were going to be pulling out a crepe myrtle up there, but I may be modifying this side of the hill as well, and if we do that, crepe myrtle's in the way, so we opted to leave that one for the time being. We may end up throwing, where is it? That oak tree at the beginning of that hill. And then as far as that second purple plum, we're actually waiting to see if another tree is gonna die. We're gonna try and doctor it up tonight or tomorrow. Something pushed it over, kind of broke it. I'm not hopeful, but if it can survive, we'll go ahead and stick that purple plum somewhere else. Can never have enough trees. So I was just gonna leave these up on the trailer, but they were looking a little bit dry, and I figure after being so hot today, they could probably go for a little bit of water. And then that way, if something comes up again, like these trees, I'll be able to turn and go grab it. But that's gonna be it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow. Back at it bright and early. I got some stuff I gotta do to the 299 first thing. I think I have a new cutting edge for it because that one's absolutely smoked. I need to run into town, grab a couple plow bolts, grease it, and then tomorrow morning we're gonna hit the dirt work hard. Because as far as projects go on the venue, right now that one's top priority for me. So I will see you guys first thing in the morning. I know it's not bright and early, but we are back at it. I'm really hoping that the water truck starts right now because it is so dry out here. We've been getting these little rainstorms that are like nice for dust control for just a little bit, and then it goes back to being just awful again. So let's please hope this thing starts. Oh, yes. Woo. I was getting nervous for a second. I didn't think it was gonna go. All right, well, we got our first load of clay showing up. We got Adam and his Super 10. We're gonna get this stuff on the ground and check it out. I think it's gonna work. I took a peek inside the bed real quick, and I don't know, it's gonna be better than what we have. We have extremely sandy soil up here, which is not great for building ponds. All right, well, overall, I think this is gonna be great stuff. I grabbed a handful of it right now. It's pretty sticky. It's very dry right now, but even with it being dry, I can still feel the clay content in it. So I think we're gonna be A-okay. I think he's got 3 or 4 more loads of it, which still isn't enough, but it's a good start. All right, well, load number 2 just showed up for the day. He's backing up, getting into place. Things are starting to look pretty good up here. Yep, that's good right there. All right, well, back to the never-ending dirt work. Another beautiful load. Alex is gonna jump on out of here. We actually just went down and checked out the Longhorns. He is the one that sold me the Longhorns. That's how we got to know each other. But I'm gonna get back at it. That's gonna be the last load for today. Said he has 4 or 5 more, so I think that may be the perfect amount for what we need. It's gonna be kind of a difficult video to edit because I did find my other GoPro. It had fallen down and was tucked way up under there. Real nice for the lens. But you can see we got Tractor Boy up there. He's doing a great job getting this clay all nice and wet so we can work it in there, because this stuff is dry. So we're gonna be working on this for a little bit. Basically what we wanna do is we're gonna try and put, you're supposed to have at least a foot around the whole thing. It says even better if you can go 2. I don't think I can find that much clay if my life depended on it. So we're gonna work with what we have. A foot's gonna be great. And then hopefully we just cross our fingers that we don't waste a bunch of time up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start mixing all this up, and then we'll start spraying it out, getting it packed in there. And hopefully by the end of the day, we have at least the bowl done, or a significant part of it. I think with 4 loads, we'll be able to get pretty close. So we're gonna go ahead and switch it up for a little bit. I'm gonna let him bring over a couple loads. His thumb was starting to get a little bit tired, and I'm gonna walk down there anyways and get all that wet. I'm just gonna go ahead and let the hose run wild. Alex just showed up with another load. I'm gonna talk to him real quick. You can keep going. Beautiful. All right, well, I ended up having to go make some repairs on the old grader. Not the old grader, but the John Deere. It's actually going back to Texas tomorrow or in 2 days. So it recently sprung a leak that I had to take care of real fast. So that's all squared away. But we got the water truck warming up, airing up. Alex just showed up with the last load for today. So instead of running it with the garden hose, we are going to be putting down some serious water with the water truck as soon as Alex gets his last load dumped right here. You think we're gonna get any rain? I hope so, man. All right, he may be able to squeeze one more load in today, but if he does, it's gonna be like dark 30 when he comes by. So we're gonna go ahead and get some water sprayed out on this thing so we can start to get to work.
Okay, we're about to spray it. I'm just gonna be back and then go fall. I'm gonna see it spray properly. What the? What's that doing? Okay, it's going back. Oh, there it is. So it's slowly going out. It's fastly spraying. Look at how fast that is. Look at how much it just covered in one stinking try. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Look at how, whoa, look at that, it's going too far. It's upside down now. Whoa. Okay, so I thought he stopped, but he's still going. Probably gonna get all that wet too. So I'm at as high ground as I can get. All the way from there. There's a bit up here. So now I'm probably safe. Hopefully I am. This is what it's like to be dumped.
All right, well, that's about as far as we're gonna get today. You guys can see that it's starting to take a very nice shape. That is all the clay. Well, not all of it. We still have more of it over there. But as far as the clay that's getting packed into the sides of the walls down here, that's all it's getting. We brought it up probably a good foot. There is a total of, I wanna say about 3.5 Super 10 loads of clay right there. So quite a bit got packed in there. I don't know if it's a full foot, but I'm not gonna super sweat over it because realistically, if it goes back into the ground, the well that pumps that's gonna fill this up is right there. So it may just be doing like a continuous circle right here. So as long as it doesn't like push over this wall, which I don't ever see that happening because we are going to be adding some boulders here tomorrow. Now that I kind of have a feel for it, this side should not take that long. We have another truckload of that stuff coming tonight or possibly tomorrow. I'm not sure on the timeline on that one yet, but regardless, we will get the majority of this done. Boulders placed, and if all goes well, we may start filling this thing tomorrow. So I'm super excited for it, but we got some stuff we got to do. I got my son waiting for me somewhere. There he is. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's kind of funny as the sun goes in and out of the clouds, you can hear the water like pulsing. It gets stronger and then weaker, stronger and then weaker. But anyways, we got a lot of stuff that we're gonna be doing today. We are going to be bringing a bunch of boulders up here because along this edge right here, I wanna stack some boulders and basically have like a real defined edge with the rocks. Maybe along that edge too. I'm not 100% sure if we wanna do that where the water truck is parked. What do you think, bud?
I don't think we should have boulders here.
You don't think we should put boulders there?
Yeah.
What about this side?
Yeah, no sides, because there could be sharp boulders and it can puncture this. And we don't want that.
No.
Yeah.
So I'm not 100% sure how many boulders we're gonna be placing and where. Kind of depends how far those couple truckloads that came out actually get us. All right, so it's been a couple of eventful days, but I think we're gonna finally start filling up the pond. You guys can see that I've built this little bit of a rock wall right here. We are gonna continue it that way. I'm gonna just turn the hose on and let it start filling up. I do need to put some of that native dirt back in here still, so as it's getting wet, I'm gonna be like packing it up along the sides, but we're just gonna let it start filling up. I guess there's no better time than now to do it. So yeah, as it's filling up, I may throw a couple more scoops of rock over there. All of this, I don't know if it's necessary. In my mind, I think this is gonna make it stronger. I don't know, could be completely wrong. I think it's gonna look kind of cool once it's actually filled up to have like rough exposed rocks along the top edge. And like I said, we want to carry it this entire way. I got to figure out how to do this. I may need to bring the backhoe back over here to go ahead and set all these in place and maybe dig a nice straight edge right there or taper it down. Not 100% sure yet. We're just going for it. So that's where we're at, making good progress. We do have a helicopter flying in and out of here today, which has been pretty cool. I will be showing you guys that at some point. We got the local utility guys out here doing some maintenance on the big transmission lines. So anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the RPS solar pump. This thing is the champion. All right, well, now that we got the hose turned on, you guys can see it pumping away. I don't know how much it's gonna get in there today. Realistically, maybe you might make it to here. I have no idea, but we're gonna go ahead and start bringing dirt in. I have that big stockpile on the other side of the 299 that we're gonna go ahead and just start bringing in. I'm probably gonna put maybe 6 inches on top of this. We'll see, maybe a foot, I don't know. Bring it up a little bit, kind of help hold that bank in. So I am going to be ordering the RPS solar pond aerator or Fallon kit. I haven't 100% decided yet. We're probably gonna be stopping by Harbor Freight just to pick up something temporary that we can plug into 110 to keep going. But as much as I like these SDG&E guys, we're gonna try and keep this as solar as possible as to not have to give them a ton of money. And be good to the environment and all that stuff. Got some help up here. We got Mrs. Get Muddy on the hose. And I think this is gonna go much better now that she's kind of evenly distributing the water instead of just letting it run in here. So I can kind of track it in just a little bit better. But I'm gonna go ahead and hand the camera off. Well, the water truck is making the rounds, which I think that means the helicopter's coming soon. But you guys can see we got a little puddle of water over there. Starting to fill up. Dang, he's got a really cool sprayer. He can aim it. All right, here he comes. He's coming in over the mountain right there. They just got done spraying everything down, so hopefully not gonna be super dusty. This stuff will still get kicked up a little bit. All right, we're making our way back up here to the pond. We'll see how much we can get done today. I just got done bringing up, actually I'm gonna crash right now. I gotta kill the motorcycle. Oh! Had to switch hands real quick. This dirt bike has a clutch. Anyways, I just got done bringing up a ton of rocks with the 299, and then I kind of just dumped them in the middle right here so we can start to stack them and place them. And this dirt that's right here may not look super clay-y, but it actually has a lot of clay mixed in with it already. So we're gonna go ahead and line this a little bit From here, this way is pretty much clay already. We're gonna put a little bit more right there. Not that I care too much if water recedes into right there because the well's right there. And if it goes back into the ground, it's whatever. Don't care too much, but we're gonna try and seal it up a little bit anyways. We got a lot of rocks here. I might actually have too much, so we may be grabbing some of them and setting them over here to the side. But regardless, we are going to jump in Ryan's excavator right now, which, now that I'm thinking about it, I left the keys down at the house and it's locked up, so I will be right back. All right, so I thought I had enough rock, but I did not. The mini excavator was doing a great job. We got a lot of them placed. You guys can see that we started to come up that way. We're almost to the top over there. We still have a ton of rock that we need over here. So I'm designing this thing as I go. We have like a general outline of what we want, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave a bunch of rocks along the bottom right there. And I think I'm actually gonna move that big one like up over that way. But I do wanna have a layer of rocks that completely line the bottom right there. Now I'm no engineer, but in my mind, I have envisioned that if we have a wall of rocks right here and a wall of rocks right here, if you have something in between them, that's gonna keep them from sliding into each other. So if we have just like kind of a smaller layer of boulders in the middle, covered with dirt, obviously, because we want it to match the rest of the pond, I think it'll help keep everything a little bit more stable. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm gonna do, and I think it's gonna end up looking okay. But we're gonna go ahead and call it a day. When I get back from doing all my running around tomorrow, we will jump back in the 299, and I'm actually starting to run low on rock, which is perfect because we had so much of it. And I think tomorrow may be the day where I finish the rock work though, which means the dirt work is gonna be finished because there's not a whole lot left to do after we get all the rocks placed. So I will see you guys tomorrow. So like everything on this project, it always ends up taking longer, but we are getting close. You guys can see how we built like a full on, almost like a spillway. It does not look very great right now. I'm hoping that a lot of this dirt washes out. That wall right there turned out pretty much exactly how I wanted it. So I have just a little bit of work left to do with the mini excavator, and then I think we're gonna be done with it. And I can probably take it back to Ryan's house. Huge thank you to him for letting me use that. Could not have done any of this without him. So once this is all set and done and everything's all filled up, I may go pick up like a load of smaller gravel to go ahead and dump in the center of it right there to go ahead and really solidify everything. And that way if someone wants to walk across it, it's not gonna like murder their feet. I don't know. I don't think too many people are going to be walking through right here, but on the off chance that they do, I would rather not slice your feet open. But yeah, as you guys can tell, we have the solar pump working and it is starting to fill up the pond. Officially, I'm not going to turn it off. We're just going to let it keep going and we're going to see how this does. I'm hoping that by tomorrow, towards the end of the day, we have some water over there, that we got this pretty filled up. I want to say we had it running for probably, I don't know, maybe 2-3 hours the other day. And this is about as far as it got. It really did not recede that much and it has been pretty hot lately, so I think most of that was due to evaporation. I think the pond itself is holding pretty good, which is awesome. So anyways, I'm gonna get to work. I'm gonna try and get this finished today so we can wash Ryan's excavator off and take it back. So the pond is on its way to filling up. It still has quite a ways to go. The pump has been running for 2 days now, and this is where we're at. You guys can see that we're starting to make our way over there. It's just slowly starting to come up. Obviously, the higher it goes, the more it has to fill, so it like starts rising even slower. But the RPS solar pump is just killing it. It hasn't stopped. It's just been pumping away. It's not even hiccuping, and things are just looking great. So we do have one problem with this pond though, and that's that I don't have any way to aerate it right now. I haven't decided if I want an actual pond fountain, bubblers. I don't know yet. So until we figure out exactly what we're gonna be doing, I went and picked up a submersible waterfall pump from Harbor Freight that we're gonna be setting up right now. And we're just gonna run it for a couple hours a day. And I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna set it down over there somewhere, sitting on all the rocks so that it's not sucking up a ton of mud. And then we're basically gonna run some fire hose up along the top over there. I'll run some plastic that goes into the pond. And basically that'll kind of act as like a, I don't know, some sort of aeration, the water coming into the pond. It'll keep it circulating, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna go with like the pond fountains. Now I know the bubblers do like an actual better job of aerating it, but with how deep this pond is, I think the fountains are gonna be more aesthetically pleasing, and we're looking for sound cancellation too. So I think that's gonna be what we end up going with. But let me go ahead and run down, grab some extension cords, grab some fire hose, and I'll be right back. All right, well, we got our extension cords, we got our black plastic, The only thing I need to do is go over to the old water buffalo because I think that's where my fire hoses are. And then the adapters that I may need to hook up to that 2-inch. I think it's just MPT thread. I don't know for sure though. Like I said, it's been a minute or two since we've used this old girl, and I'm not finding the right coupler that we need. Got a handful of them in here, but none of them seem to quite be the right one. So I think we're kind of out of luck. I may have to sacrifice one of the hoses and we'll just hose clamp it on there. Yeah. Nothing in here is what we need. So we're gonna go ahead and take this one right here. We'll just cut one of the fittings off and I'll take a couple big hose clamps up with me and we'll see what we can make happen. Well, I am sure glad we came down to the shop because check this out. Here is the fitting I was looking for. But now that I'm actually looking at this, nah, that's too much work. We're gonna go ahead and take that off. And we are still gonna utilize the little Harbor Freight pump that we bought, even though this thing would come in a close second. And I also think that is a Harbor Freight pump as well. We got Harbor Freight pumps everywhere. Now I just need to make sure that this mates up to this fire hose because it's entirely possible that it doesn't. I may need to grab a different one real quick. And of course it does not, so I have to go grab a different one. So I hate to end a video like this, and I'm really sorry. I don't remember what came up that day when we were filming, but something happened and I kind of got sidetracked and I forgot to film. So long story short, that little pump does work pretty good. The pond is taking excellent shape, which you guys are gonna see in the next video. It's just turning out awesome. It's actually pretty full right now. We do have a couple other style pumps that we're gonna be showing you guys. We did have another design change, and I could go on and on. But we are gonna go ahead and put the screws this video. I do appreciate you guys taking some time out of your day to watch it. If you could do me a huge solid like, subscribe, share this video, amigos, hit that notification button down below so you can continue to see progress on the pond and everything else that we got going on up there. And I will see you guys next time. Later.